Nigeria is shaking once again. Pastor Adeboye has issued a direct warning to Sheikh Gumi, and at the same time, Rufai has dropped a bombshell, giving President Tinubu just 100 days to accept Donald Trump's intervention. This combination has sent shockwaves across the country, and the political atmosphere is getting more unpredictable by the day. The question right now is simple. What exactly is happening behind the scenes, and why are religious leaders and political figures suddenly entering this conversation so aggressively? Let's listen to the full political analysis together.
Yesterday we saw Pastor Adeboye ordering Tinubu to clear the bandits, the extremists, in 100 days. But in less than 10 hours, the bandits have struck a bus that likely has redeemers in it in Kwara State. You have it on my screen over there. This is a daring response from the ISWAs, from the bandits, that any pastor that tries to talk against the Islamic extremism, against the insurgency, that he might just have himself to be blamed. I mean, we understand that some years ago in Abuja, a young woman who was evangelizing on the street of Abuja, which is the Federal Capital Territory. It is not a village. It is not one rural place. But Federal Capital Territory, that woman, she was lynched. In fact, her head was sliced off. And yet, as of back then, we didn't have any form of outcry from the camp of the redeemed. But today, we have it because the Donald Trump administration has said he will invade, or he will intervene and cut all these terrorists. He will cut them off. He will clear them out. All right? I don't know why Adeboye had to speak. I don't know who pushed him. But we know that even from his statement, he has said something. That in 100 days, America can come in if Tinubu fails to wipe it out. But what we have is Tinubu cannot wipe these people out. Yes, he can't. Because if Tinubu must be able to wipe out insecurity, there are some very high-level political exposed people that must first and foremost go in for pushing religious bigotry. Okay? If Tinubu wants to solve insecurity, there are so many people Tinubu must call and ask very, very pertinent questions. I mean, we can start from the ministers of Buhari. We can start from some, special advisors of Buhari. Some people have called themselves that they are proud to be called Islamic extremists. These are people who today are now pretending to be, to be lovers of the country, maybe because they're out of power. But these are people that they never spoke for a day when Buhari was pushing this religious jingoism. I mean, we all know that Buhari was the one that fathered all this nonsense. Today, why the bandits are looking so emboldened was because there was a point in time Buhari himself came out and defended Fulani herders on carrying guns. We have seen where a governor openly says that, well, the Fulani herders are not poor. For the walk around is an investment that worth millions and millions of naira. So they must protect their investment, and that shouldn't be an issue. I mean, these are what has happened, and today Tinubu is in a serious dilemma, either from resigning, either from dismantling these structures of criminality that is being emboldened by northern politicians and some northern traditional rulers. In fact, we know that the Sultan went to meet him, I don't know what they discussed, but the Sultan was there. Okay? Because if there was going to be a complete, maybe hands down of the North for Tinubu to clear out these elements, I am sure after the meeting, we must have heard what maybe Tinubu or Sultan said. We must have heard the Sultan probably give an afterthought or a post meeting speech wherein he has said anything that has to do with whether they are Islamic extremists or whatnot, all these things must be curbed. They must be nipped in the bud. They must be, if they need to be destroyed, they need to be destroyed. But we didn't see such.
Before we go deeper, think about this carefully. When Pastor Adeboye speaks, the entire nation listens. And when his message is directed at Gumi during a security crisis, that's not ordinary. Then add Rufai's 100-day ultimatum for Tinubu to accept Trump's help. Something big is unfolding. These are not random statements. They're pressure points, and they're exposing a power struggle most Nigerians don't fully see. Stay locked in, because the next part uncovers the real fight happening beneath the surface.
Our own pastors are still hobnobbing. They are still, acting like the cowards that so many people in this country have always called them. And this is where I always have issues. And like I would tell my people, if you are a Christian and maybe you are a worker, you better be careful. Don't lose your head for all these people. They don't lose your head. That woman that got, had her head cut off in Abuja. If there's any other evidence the pastor, the general overseer of Redeemed Christian Church of God needs, that is more than enough for him having his member while she was simply preaching. She didn't encroach anybody's premise. She was just simply on the street of Abuja with a megaphone, opening our Bibles and our mouths. Very early in the morning, within 5, that woman was unalive. These are the things, but these elements, they just want to always be politically correct. They would rather sell you, the congregants, for their own personal interest. So I do not take them so seriously to the heart. And we cannot keep complaining that some people of the North see us as unserious elements when our own religious leaders, they don't always to have the capacity, to have the confidence and courage to speak when it matters most. When you're asking Donald Trump to give Tinubu 100 days, like Tinubu has literally been there for 2 years plus. For 2 years plus. Bandits now they've struck a Christian evangelism boss. What that simply means there will be redeemers there. So I can say that the bandits have struck a redeemed boss. I can say that. I'm not wrong. But here you are. Your members are on the road trying to preach the gospel, trying to spread the gospel. But on the other end, you're asking for more time for those that are taking out your members. Who are you really working for? I don't want it to look as if maybe I'm tackling the pastors Adeboye, but this is beyond Pastor Adeboye. All the pastors in this country that have kept quiet. Like, are you people suddenly blind? Or are you people have suddenly gone quiet? Like, what is going on? Tomorrow is another Sunday. I don't know what they will preach there.
That analysis breaks everything down clearly. What Pastor Adeboye said wasn't just a religious comment. It was a national alert. When someone with that level of influence warns Gumi at a time like this, it signals that tensions in Nigeria's security and leadership structure are reaching a dangerous point. And pairing that with Rufai openly demanding Tinubu accept Trump's intervention within 100 days only shows how desperate and chaotic things have become. Let's be honest, the government keeps pretending everything is under control, but every move right now tells a different story. When religious leaders, media figures, and international personalities are suddenly becoming part of Nigeria's political solutions, it means those in power are losing grip, fast, and the people can feel it. From the economy to insecurity, everything is pointing to a country at a breaking point. This is why Nigerians must stay alert and question everything. Too many decisions affecting millions are being negotiated in secrecy, while the public is left in the dark. We cannot afford to ignore these signals. The next 100 days might define the direction of this nation, whether for stability or deeper crisis. Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's have an honest conversation, and make sure you subscribe for more raw, unfiltered political breakdowns. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.